by Matt Winkelmeyer, Getty Images. The same politics that made Palmer Luckey a liability at Facebook may end up serving him well in the Trump era. Last year, Luckey parted ways with Facebook, which bought his virtual reality startup Oculus in 2014 for $3 billion, after the Daily Beast found he had spent $10,000 to help defeat Hillary Clinton, a heretical act in an industry that skews decidedly liberal. Luckey apologized, and spent the subsequent months maintaining a low profile. Of course, Luckey wasn't resting on the estimated $700 million he cleared on the Facebook deal. Last spring, he announced the formation of another company, a border defense tech startup called Anduril, named for an enchanted blade in The Lord of the Rings. With major investments from other high-profile Trump supporters, including Peter Thiel, the company appeared to fulfill a far-right fever dream, securing the U.S.-Mexico border using artificial intelligence. Luckey himself sees things differently, as he explained Wednesday at Vanity Fair's new establishment summit in Los Angeles. "I don't agree with everything the administration does," he told Axios' Mike Allen, who interviewed him on stage. "If you decide you're going to enforce the law and the laws on the books are not what people want, people should vote. The simple reality," he argued, "is that U.S. national security interests, the southern border, military bases, and so on, need protection, regardless of disagreements over Trump administration policies." And virtual reality, he suggested, provides the best possible platform for integrating new advancements in information technology. "We're deploying autonomous technology. All these sensors are deployed in the field, in U.S. military bases, in locations along the U.S. southern border, and in other places I can't talk about," he told Allen. "The goal is to give people perfect situational awareness and the best way to respond. We're trying to give them more information to give them better decisions." The tech is, in many ways, a natural outgrowth of the work he did on Oculus, his first foray into the uses of virtual reality hardware. Anduril will pipe relevant data to people on the field, like people participating in active operations, he said. "If I'm a soldier, I'm going to have relevant data overlay directly into my view, while wearing a headset, much like the Oculus Rift, perhaps." According to Luckey, Anduril has already tested its technology in southern San Diego, on the border, in a partnership with the city's Customs and Border Protection. If Oculus has struggled to find a market, Luckey seems determined to create one, ideally with the U.S. military as his biggest customer. https://twitter.com/vf5/status/10500985063654277712 On stage, the 26-year-old founder tried to separate his support for Trump from the business, as well as his own public image, with mixed results. While he said he'd vote for Trump again in 2020 despite some policies he didn't like, "I wasn't a fan of the policy where there was a country-based immigration restriction. I didn't think that was a great thing." He was reluctant to talk too much about other specific issues, like the administration's unpopular child separation policy at the Mexican border. But he was also open about the challenges he faced in Silicon Valley as a self-described libertarian, and the groupthink he argued pervades the industry. "I gave money to an organization that was against Hillary Clinton, and everybody hated me," he said matter-of-factly, describing the backlash to his political activities. At the same time, he suggested that the Bay Area's purported liberal bias isn't as all-encompassing as the loudest voices in the room make it seem. "There is a huge breadth of ideological diversity in Silicon Valley," he said. "There ends up being this perception that Silicon Valley is anti-military and anti-defense. It's actually just a small number of people." Luckey said he has no regrets about selling Oculus to Facebook in 2014. But his relationship with the company seems a bit frosty. "It was not my decision to leave," he told Allen, when asked about the controversy surrounding his sudden exit. "Make of that what you will. Should Facebook be more heavily regulated, as some lawmakers on both the left and the right assert? I'm a libertarian-leaning Republican," he said. "I think it could be that some regulation makes sense. The government has the responsibility to protect certain freedoms. And what does he think of Mark Zuckerberg, his one-time patron? "I don't think we should talk about that," he said, prompting some pained laughter from the audience. He's built something incredible with Facebook. He understood something about VR. When few others saw it, Allen pressed him about the potential downsides to VR, given the growing unease over technology addiction, but Luckey demurred. "I think people way over-index on the dystopian aspects of technology," he said, downplaying the number of people who are hooked on their devices. "We're already living in a virtual world," he suggested. "The only difference is that our phones and computers provide a low-fidelity, virtual experience. By creating new reasons to use true VR, the ability to view a field of battle, or the border, with a 360-degree overlay of data, Luckey is hoping to accelerate the adoption of what he described as the logical endpoint of information consumption. The final medium is virtual reality," he said, "even if mainstream culture hasn't yet caught on. It's hard to imagine something beyond virtual reality."